So this week, we're kicking off the news by a trip to the world of Harry Potter. I am so excited about this. There's a lot of us creaming ourselves out there over this one. Harry Potter is coming to Kickstarter. Ben, fill us in.
I think I can hear Dawn's yells of excitement from here.
Yeah, so this is a new project from Night Models. We'd seen some previews of what they were doing with the resin miniatures over maybe the last 6 months or so.
Yeah.
But now the final details sort of started to creep out about this game. It's going to be on Kickstarter on March 14th. It's going to be a miniatures-based adventure game. So it's all going to be on tiles and such, as you can see in some of the images here. You'll be playing as Harry and his friends, going up against Voldemort and the Death Eaters and all the kinds of bad guys that you'd expect to see in the Harry Potter universe. And it seems like it's going to be pretty cool. There's going to be a whole bunch of different scenarios in play, so you'll be able to play through the events of some of the earlier books through to some of the later ones as well, which seems really cool. All the components are looking very nice as well from what we've seen in the teaser. And in the video themselves, you'll actually get to see some of the other miniatures they got planned as well, including the big troll, the troll in the dungeons, that you saw in the movies as well, which is really cool. But yeah, this is looking awesome. This is all using the new sculpting that Night Models have been doing, so it's going to have really finely detailed models going into this as well. So yeah, this one looks really cool. Hopefully the Kickstarter is going to be pretty good as well. Hopefully we'll see some looks at gameplay sooner rather than later as well. That would be very cool as well. So yeah,
I'm
interesting stuff. Yeah,
I'm actually really excited about this for a couple of reasons.
Yeah.
One of which may not be immediately obvious. Obviously, I'm really looking forward to the miniatures. So regardless of the game or not, I think it'll be great to have some high quality resin pieces. Now, I haven't seen resin pieces from Night Models before. I have seen some of their metals, and the metals are good, but there are times when the metals leave a little bit to be desired from Night Models on that front. So it'll be interesting to see how they come out of this with the resins.
Actually, I think Chris Handley, the guy that does all our stuff with us for Kingdom Death and Darker Days Radios, he actually picked up some of the newer resin models, I think, after looking at some of the stuff he's been doing in the forums. And I think the quality of them is a lot better than what you'd expect from what they were used to doing with their metals. So they've really stepped up their game with this stuff. So.
Yeah, Chris's painting of those, the DC models that they've got. Is very good, and it really shows off the models. I want that John Constantine model so badly.
Bit of a question.
Yeah.
Is it just me, or is this coming in a tin box?
Well, at the moment, it looks like it's coming in a tin box. Whether it does end up coming in a tin box or not, I don't know. The other thing, the less obvious thing for me, is I'm really glad this is coming to Kickstarter, because one of the things, one of the effects of Kickstarter, especially these days, is no other platform is going to make you work harder for your game than Kickstarter.
Yeah.
And this is the other thing, is I have no doubt that the sculpts of this are going to be beautiful. However, if it wasn't going through Kickstarter, I would have some concerns that the game itself could be clumsy. Or the implementation of the game into English could potentially be clumsy. Going via Kickstarter, you're going to have hordes of people, many of which will have really high levels of experience in miniatures gaming. And I'm hoping that their added presence, their added pressure within the project will kind of act as an additional emphasis on the team at Night Models to really make sure that they end up with an elegant and fluid and easy to understand actual game at the end of this.
There's one important thing that they're going to have to consider is that once people actually start sharing this out and around on social media, Harry Potter is one of those things everybody will search for at some point. So this is going to start to get picked up by completely non-gamers who have never even considered playing a tabletop game before in their life. So definitely, like you said, keeping it nice, clean, and simple is going to be key to it.
Yeah.
But you're going to get those people jumping in. So I expect this one to go nuclear.
Oh, the other thing about this is, and this is a warning, a friendly warning for the guys at Night Models, you better be prepared for this Kickstarter, and you better be prepared for continuous communication and engagement with those who get on board with you on this Kickstarter, because I am not joking that this Kickstarter could be the best thing you've ever done, or this Kickstarter could be the end of your company if you don't get this right. That's how important this is. If you think that you're just going to run this Kickstarter and then squirrel away for 9 months while you work quietly on the game, that's not how this is going to go down. That is not how this is going to work. So if you haven't thought about your ongoing communication strategy, you seriously need to take a moment and think about how you're going to continuously communicate with those that jump on board on this, because this isn't, in my opinion, very likely to be a quiet Kickstarter.
Oh, no,
this
is an IP which is known the world over, and I mean hugely known. So this is a huge gamble. If it goes wrong, it could blow up in their faces big time.
Just think about this. This was a small children's book written in a cafe in Edinburgh, and now it has theme park attractions.
This is, to me, one of the actual novel series that got me into reading fantasy novels when I was a kid. So, I mean, like, a lot of people are going to have that tie to it, and that sense of ownership and protectiveness to it. So if it doesn't come off the way they expect it, oh boy, you're in trouble.
From what I remember, it does actually have a well-known rules writer behind the project. I can't remember his name right now, but if I do find it, I'll make sure to put it in the show notes. But from what I remember, it does actually have someone who's actually quite well known working on this. So that should be a bit of a fingers crossed moment, I think. So.
Well, there's one thing having a well-known rules writer, but it's also the execution of it all, how the rules are structured, how everything is translated, translation on the card. There's a lot of moving parts in this. And I just want to see it. I just want to see Night Models have so much success with this. But equally, what I'm saying is nothing new here. Anybody that's been following Kickstarter knows that looking at this, this is a company that I don't believe has went to Kickstarter before.
I can't think of.
Nothing comes to the top of my mind that makes me think, oh, that was a Night Models Kickstarter. So they need to be prepared. You can't be prepared for everything, but holy moly, there is stuff at this stage of the whole Kickstarter phenomenon. There is stuff now that you should be aware of and that you should be prepared for. And communication is absolutely key here, because we have seen companies crumble as a result of a poorly managed Kickstarter. And I don't want to see that in this instance, especially with something as special as what Harry Potter could turn out to be.